newscast.com.
After a drop in COVID cases across the area, the numbers are beginning to spike again. I'm Chris Warner with what local health officials believe is the cause and where those numbers are going.
The Joplin DMV, once filled with water caused by flooding, has now reopened for business.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
COVID-19 cases are beginning to spike across the area above what health officials expected following graduations and Memorial Day. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Chris Warner spoke with area health officials on what they've seen compared to a few weeks ago.
Freeman Hospital in Joplin has reported a jump in COVID-related hospitalizations. As of May 28th, Freeman had 8 COVID patients. Now they're at 23. Mercy says it's the same for them.
Over the last week and a half, we've seen that increase significantly.
Mercy's numbers went from single digits to about 21. Donna Stokes says there's a number of factors they believe are going into the increase.
We have had graduation. We are now kind of approaching where we would be concerned because of parties and get-togethers over Memorial Day.
The spike in cases is being felt in county reporting as well. In Newton County, just a few weeks ago, they had 8 active cases.
Right now we're at about 86 active cases. So we have seen a spike in our case numbers, and they appear to be unvaccinated individuals for the most part.
Stokes says the increase is concerning.
The majority of our inpatients currently are not vaccinated, and that is something that we would still very much encourage everyone that hasn't been fully vaccinated to consider.
The problem that I see is that we still are very low in our vaccination rates, and so we still want to encourage everyone to be vaccinated because that is the way out of the pandemic.
Bergner is hopeful that seeing the spike will encourage more people to step up and get vaccinated.
I think that's one reason that we're seeing this spike is we just don't have the population vaccinated that we need to have to get to that herd immunity, and then we would see a vast decline in the coronavirus at that point.
In Joplin and Neosho, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Mercy officials say with the vaccine open to those ages 12 and up, they encourage those wanting a vaccine to come to one of their daily walk-in clinics. Jasper County Health Department is reporting another COVID-19 related death. The patient this time was a 60-year-old man. The latest death brings the county's total now to 159. Nick Kelly, the air conditioners are getting a workout today.
Yeah, a little earlier than expected, Dal, but despite some early taste of summer heat, we were able to keep things relatively quiet for today. Despite partly sunny skies from this vantage point at 7th and Rangeline trying to billow up, we just haven't seen any of that resulted in widely scattered showers or thunderstorms today. A nice change of pace after we've been dealing with that for the past several days. So far, any action has been out in south central parts of Missouri and northern parts of Arkansas, as our main upper level low is actually spinning across the Illinois-Indiana border. But as long as it's still around, I would not be surprised if it tried to send a random shower storm our way during the overnight hours. But we're dry to start the evening out. Definitely a bit hot out there too. Upper 80s to near 90 all across the board. A quick look at the rest of the evening has us eventually dropping back into the mid 80s by 8, mid 70s by midnight, but it's during the overnight we could have a random shower or storm. But now everyone drops back to about 72 tonight. We'll see if this heat will stick around for the weekend here in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Nick. A federal appeals court panel has blocked Missouri from enforcing a sweeping state abortion law that bans the procedures at or after 8 weeks of pregnancy. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in St. Louis heard arguments in September in the legal battle over the 2019 law, which also would prohibit a woman from having an abortion because the fetus has Down syndrome. The lawsuit was filed by Reproductive Health Services, which operates Missouri's lone abortion clinic in St. Louis, and by the ACLU. Missouri's Attorney General Eric Schmidt says he plans to appeal to the Supreme Court. The Joplin DMV is cleaned up and open for business. It was shut down after it was breached by floodwaters during storms late last month. Volunteers banded together to help speed up the cleaning process to reopen the DMV in a timely manner.
we're relieved. That we are very relieved. We're very happy that we are back up and running, especially for the community, for our customers, which is about everybody, because we know it has just been a terrible inconvenience for everybody.
The DMV won't be forgiving any missed deadlines due to the fact that despite the closure, residents had other locations where they could take care of any DMV-related needs. A former Joplin fire chief who passed away last week was laid to rest today. A celebration of life for William Harry Gwynn was held at Park Plaza Church in Joplin. Gwynn was then laid to rest at the Ozark Memorial Park Cemetery. Gwynn served at the Joplin Fire Department for 42 years, including 15 as chief, before retiring in 1995. He passed away on June 1st at the age of 90. A 69-year-old Crane, Missouri man is dead following a tractor accident. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says the accident happened Sunday afternoon along a farm road south of Aurora. The patrol says Burl Baum fell off the tractor and was run over it when it rolled backward. It ran over him. Baum died at the scene. A three-vehicle crash in Berry County, Missouri killed a 74-year-old Manette, Missouri woman. The Missouri Highway Patrol says a UPS van failed to yield and turned in front of a car driven by Lyndon Gunter. Gunter hit the van that was then pushed into a third vehicle. The driver of the UPS van and the other vehicle were not hurt. Gunter's passenger suffered serious injuries, and Gunter died at the hospital. Parsons, Kansas police say information collected from a robbery and burglary suspect's ankle monitor led to his arrest. Police say Paul Gordon is accused of breaking into a Parsons Taco Mayo and robbing a bank in Independence, Kansas. Police say in both cases, Gordon was wearing an ankle monitor that showed he was at the businesses at the time of the crimes. Authorities have also arrested a woman in connection with those crimes. They say she lied to investigators who questioned her about the burglary at Taco Mayo. Lazy Boy Furniture put some money behind the future of dental medicine in 4 states. And some tips to avoid becoming a victim of scam while shopping online for Father's Day ahead.
At Roper Honda.
Lazy Boy Furniture today presented a check aimed at helping get the KCU Dental School off the ground. The Future College of Dental Medicine will not only educate future dentists, but also provide dental care to thousands of patients in the 4 states, including some employees of Lazy Boy Furniture.
The dental school is just an opportunity that, as you know, from Neosho, we have a lot of employees that use the medical facilities in Joplin. And you know, when you look at where you can make the biggest impact, the dental school showed us that there's an opportunity for us to make a difference.
That donation, $20,000. The first class of KCU dental students is expected on campus in 2023. Father's Day is June 20th. Ahead of the holiday, of course, there's going to be an awful lot of shopping going on, and a lot of that shopping will be done online. Well, the Springfield branch of the Better Business Bureau wants you to shop safely. That includes reading the fine print. Make sure if you're buying a gift card that you read the terms and conditions prior to your purchase. Also, do your homework. Check the company's score on the BBB website. Another tip, shop local.
If you're going to buy a gift card, Better Business Bureau supports small businesses. We would go ahead and suggest perhaps buying from a small business in your area, whether you're in Joplin, Neosho, El Dorado, the surrounding communities. Shop local, shop small, and support everybody who's here at home with you.
Again, Father's Day is June 20th. Later, a St. Louis woman is speaking out, saying her husband was shot and killed over a lawn dispute. We're going to hear from her about the murder and the latest on the investigation.
Plus, it was a dry day, but a hot one, too. We'll see if that lasts into the weekend. Up next. We had another partly sunny day, but this time around we were fortunate to keep things pretty dry so far throughout the course of our Wednesday, even though it was hot and it started to get a bit humid for sure. An early taste of summer arriving a little earlier than expected. But again, if you didn't like the rain chances that we've had for the past several days, it's nice to see not a lot of action on the radar network ever since the start of this morning, and even over the past 6 hours with this view of the storm tracker. Heck, it will make doubly sure and give you a look at the radar network, our sweeping radar network. Nothing out there right now. Maybe a quick little shower firing up northeast of Fayetteville, but our immediate area is dry. But with all this dry weather, with the heat and the humidity in place, we certainly saw that respond with warmer temperatures. 85 yesterday, at least 5 o'clock yesterday at Joplin Regional. We dropped near 70 this morning. So far, we hit a high of 91 degrees this afternoon. So even though it looks nice with partly sunny skies outside, it is warm and muggy in Joplin. 88 degrees, but it feels like 93 with that dew point sitting at a soupy 70 degrees. Everyone's in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees at the top of the 6 o'clock hour, but you factor in the humidity, it feels like the lower 90s to almost mid 90s in southwest Missouri and much of our Kansas and Oklahoma communities feeling like it's the upper 90s right now. Thankfully, though, as the sun sets, we will see the mercury drop into the mid 80s by 8 o'clock, mid 70s by midnight, down to 72. I think we're overall dry this evening, but I'm not going to rule out a stray shower or storm as we go into the overnight and tomorrow morning. Why? Well, it's because of the same storm system that had us dealing with some widely scattered showers and storms, but again, it's not at the surface. All we have really worthy of note is the cold front stuck to the north and west. Again, that doesn't come into play until next week. In the short term, though, this is the upper low. It's centered over southern Indiana right now, but still close by that I'm not ruling out maybe a random shower or storm as we go throughout the late night hours. You can see here at 10 o'clock, maybe another storm trying to develop around Bentonville and Fayetteville. This run of the future track pans out, but in general, just a slim chance for a shower or storm overnight. Nothing too crazy though. In fact, everyone stays dry with lows back in the lower 70s. Then we'll just do it again tomorrow. Maybe the slimmest chance for a random shower or storm in the afternoon, but it will be hot again and it will be humid again. 72 in the morning, 87 by noon. Afternoon highs are 91. But the upper level ridge really starts to build in, and that is why we go from lows in the lower, if not mid 70s on Friday, to almost 92, 93 degrees for your Friday. But around that building ridge, we could see a quick system bringing a complex of thunderstorms from the north and west. So we'll have to keep an eye on these rain chances as we go into Friday. Beyond that, though, this upper ridge is mainly in control for Saturday and Sunday. Maybe a random shower or storm on Saturday, but as long as that upper ridge is in control, we're going to stay kind of hot and humid as we go through the weekend. 91 tomorrow, 92 Friday, maybe upper 80s on Saturday, but back to 92 on Sunday. Could be pushing as hot as 93 on Monday. So we held off on these numbers for so long, Dal, but summer had to return at some point.
Yeah, I suspect the summer is here to stay now for a while. Thanks, Nick. Still ahead, a St. Louis man is gunned down at his home, and his fiancée says it was because of a dispute over grass trimmings. Missouri Governor Mike Parson says addressing the clemency petition for Kevin Strickland is not a priority, even though prosecutors say Strickland didn't commit the triple murder that put him behind bars for more than 4 decades. Parson has a backlog of about 3,000 clemency requests and says the cases drawing attention don't necessarily jump to the front of the line. Several state lawmakers signed a letter seeking a pardon for Strickland, who has maintained his innocence since he was convicted of the 1978 killings in Kansas City. Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker has called for his release. A St. Louis area man was fatally shot in the chest Sunday, apparently over a lawn care dispute with a neighbor's landscaper. The victim's fiancée is now speaking out, calling the shooting senseless. Ashley Lincoln spoke with her and reviewed surveillance video leading up to the shooting.
Senseless, 4 shots to the chest. Why?
That's the question the fiancé of Alan Waller says keeps her up at night.
We were good people. Why?
Waller, who's also a father, was gunned down in his driveway Sunday morning.
All we did was go shopping for the kids, and come home.
His fiancée, who didn't want her face shown for her safety, says after errands and coming home, Waller wanted to talk to the neighbors' landscapers about ongoing issues from them leaving their debris in his driveway. Home surveillance video shows the female neighbor walking two men to Waller's doorstep. After the men confirm, Waller takes them to the side of the house to show them the debris. His fiancée says that side of the home doesn't have cameras. Within seconds of being out of frame, things go wrong. 8 seconds go by before you see the neighbor sprinting across her lawn, and soon after, a third man appears from behind a truck with a gun. Waller's fiancée, who was inside the home with their children, describes the gunshots.
It's like, shh, whatever type of gun it was, that's the shots I heard. I went to go see my man. I see he's on the ground. I immediately went in to grab my phone to call 911.
I reached out to St. Louis County Police, who say they can't comment on where this investigation stands, but they do say detectives have an optimistic outlook on this case.
I'm strong, but it hurts. It hurts. My 2-year-old daughter cries for her daddy, screams for her daddy, kissing her daddy pictures because she miss him.
Police say they're dealing with persons of interest, but would not specifically say if they are the men seen in the video. A man frustrated with his potholes in his St. Louis neighborhood is fixing them himself.
I see that nobody else was doing it, so I took it upon myself, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of humanity, to try to do something, you know. These streets are in bad shape.
He goes by the name Brother T. Rice L. His sister photographed him fixing potholes over the weekend. She posted the image on social media and asked for donations. That way, her brother can buy supplies and continue his neighborhood road repair. Final check on the weather is next. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Doris Lewis served in the U.S. Army. Through her nearly 40-year military career, she reached the highest enlisted rank of Command Sergeant Major. She was stationed in Saigon in South Korea. Lewis's hometown, Joplin. And we are proud to salute Command Sergeant Major Doris Lewis, tonight's four-state hero. Jordan Albee joins us now with a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, going to hear about a college program meant to help agricultural workers complete their freshman year of college. Also, President Biden beginning his first overseas trip as president. You're going to check out the new breeds joining this year's Westminster Dog Show. That and much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. Hey, a Polish soccer match had an unexpected pitch invasion when a parachutist did that. Dropped out of the sky in the middle of the pitch on Sunday. The match in the Polish third division had to be briefly halted, as you would imagine, while the man gathered up his parachute. The referee, seeing the funny side of the delay, brandished the intruder with a yellow card because, in case you don't know, familiar with soccer, apparently it would be a penalty to parachute into the middle of the pitch during
I never saw that in
game.
the rule book.
Neither have I. It's going to be hot for a while, Nick.
Yeah, even with a random thunderstorm or two tomorrow, we'll go back to 91 for a hot and humid Thursday afternoon. 92 Friday, but we'll see if we can get some better thunderstorm chances in here. And maybe cooling down just a little bit for the weekend, but 89 Saturday, 92 Sunday.
Thanks, Nick, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other and make it a great evening.